So here we are then, the FTRL Special event. It involved 3 races around Canada, Australia and USA. Obviously this is Australia, this is the second race you're seeing right now. Mainly because I completely forgot to record Canada and only remembered about halfway through the start of this race. So that's why. So Canada, we qualified 4th, had a bit of an incident with Lennon and then fought our way back to sort of 4th again, so that was alright in the end. We're now in P2 after qualifying 2nd in Australia. Button's ahead of us. He unfortunately DNF'd in his first race, so he'll be looking to take the win. And we've got John behind us, who's our main title rival right now after winning Canada on penalties. So we're just going through the start of the Australian race here. We're trying to push as hard as we possibly can, trying to close the Button, but he is absolutely flying right now. I think Australia's got to be one of his quickest tracks. He was insane right here. Yeah, we're mainly trying to pull away from John behind because we're not sure we can catch Button. We run a little bit wide there, which isn't great. That corner gives me absolute hell. But yeah, John's so quick around here. In fact, he was quick around everywhere all these races, so we're really trying to stay ahead of him. Trying to take that corner in 5, opening the power nicely down to 3 here. Yeah, we're just trying to get every little bit right, not making any mistakes. Because it was getting a bit tense here in 2nd. Because I haven't really been doing too well in my races recently, so to be in 2nd was quite nerve-wracking. So we're skipping on here to lap 5. I decided to come in on this lap just to try and get a little bit of an undercut on Button. And John as well, because we think we've got a penalty. So we're just going to go really slowly here, making sure we don't pick up a foot. Yeah. 39 miles an hour there, picking up a lovely little penalty. So I did that in Canada, got myself a stop go, we're in that one. Just done it here as well, so it's going well. So we're going to come out the pits here. Behind Napler, we're going to try and keep it ahead of Tice, so we can get a nice bit of clean air here to do a decent undercut. We're going to go cut on a little bit on this lap. We're being enriched for this lap, trying to get as much speed as possible. Big Daddy runs wide, so we're going to get in his slipstream and try and make a little move down the inside. Do that quite nicely there. Daddy's not fighting too hard, as he is a pit stop behind, so fair play to him not making that especially difficult, but we get the move done. And moving on up onto the podium, which is my teammate. See if we can catch him up. We're going to see how far we are ahead of John here now. He comes out of the pits, and John, if you look on the bottom left there, has actually got behind Big Step Daddy. So he's going to hopefully be held up a little bit so we can pull away, try and get 3 seconds so we can keep ahead of him despite our penalties. So I think this is our fastest lap of the race, so we're going to stay on board for this. Hopefully you can tell how much I was pushing through here. I've gone purple there for the first sector. Like, we really are pushing down at this moment in time, trying to get the undercut on Button, who is still out on those ultra soft tyres. But we're hoping that with the amount of speed that we're trying to get out of these new super softs, we've got a 2-lap undercut. So we're hoping it might just be enough. I think the gap was about 3 seconds to Button when we pitted, so anything below that is going to be definitely an improvement, to say the least. Yeah, my teammate up ahead is battling hard with someone else, so hopefully they'll pit by the time we catch up, otherwise we're going to be in for a bit of a problem, because they're fighting for position. There's no need for them to pull aside. We get a good exit there as Lennon and Karting pit. Button just up ahead there coming up the pits, but he's going to be ahead of us. So even though we've tried our absolute best, he's going to be ahead anyway. See, we've skipped all the way to the last lap of the race now because nothing else happened after that. Button gradually grew the gap from about 2 seconds out of the pits all the way up to 5 seconds at the end of the race. But we're keeping him relatively in touch considering his pace around this lap, so I was pretty happy with that. We've pulled a huge lead on John as he's been battling with Pagani. So I think we've got several penalties at a stop-go. But due to how much we've managed to pull ahead while I've been battling, we should be alright. Which is nice to see, so we're going to stick on board with this as we go through the last few laps. Or last lap of the race, I should say. In our beautiful new sort of aquamarine coloured helmet. Yeah, I don't know why I chose that colour actually, maybe because it's just a bit odd. There's another penalty, so we really are picking them up, but I think we've got a big enough gap on John here, so that isn't going to matter too much. Yeah, we had Aaron and Dan commentating this race, so that was fun. You should really go and check that stream out if you haven't already, because that was brilliant. I think someone mentioned eating Matt Cause like a croissant, which is good. Yeah, it was a good stream. That was more humorous than the usual ones, since it was only a special event. But there we go, coming home in P2, 5.5 seconds behind Button before penalties. You can see me there, just trying to see what penalties we've got. I mean, we've got a load, haven't we? We're just trying to see if John's got loads. He's got one, so that's probably going to keep us ahead of John. And then Panini or Pagani's got a lot as well. So moving on to America here, circuit of the Americas racetrack. I don't really mind that race that much, but I know for quite a few drivers it's definitely not their favourite, so this is the qualifying lap here. John is currently only 2 points ahead of us in the championship fight, so if we can finish more than 2 places ahead, we can beat him. So we're really looking to get a good qualifying lap to set this up. Through sector 1 here, make sure you don't cut the corners, they're very easy, we keep it nice and tidy through there. Dropping down to 5th gear and then 4th gear maybe? No, sticking in 5th. Just to try and minimise wheel spin, we're going to stay in 4th, take that corner nice. It's very easy to slide out wide there and lose the car, but we don't. Keep it in between the lines, and now we're going to head down this big, long, swooping corner. It's a very weird one that. We've taken an extremely wide line in and out just to get the exit, but we have done. We're going to take now open DRS, 7th gear. We're going to be able to max out the speed here. All the way to 202 miles an hour. Turning in, we're running a 10 ballast setup here. I usually like to go 10, just because it stops me sliding onto a wall. But we've seen we've gone purple for sector 2 there, so we've had a really decent sector, and we are now in pole position, sort of, primarily, as long as no one else manages to take us in this last sector, but it's currently ours to lose. All the way down to 4th there, get a little bit on that corner, but that's fine. It's very easy to corner cut this, we just about keep it in the lines, that was very close. We're going to open DRS, head to the line, on 1:33.293, and that means that we have taken pole around the circuit of the Americas. So we're going to see where John has qualified, as he is our rival right now. So there we go, we've managed to out-qualify everyone else. So we managed to get a 2.5% gap on most people, so we've done a good qualifying lap there. And Button is in 2nd, Pagani's 3rd, or it was DTF 3rd, and John is starting in 4th. So as it stands, we would win the championship by 1 point. So it's looking good. We're just messing around with the strategy there, deciding to go slightly longer, because it says we can gain a bit of time, but we will be happy to maybe pit a lap early if we want to stop in the undercuts. So, nerves are building here, going down 10 seconds to race start. I was very nervous at this point, starting on pole. We've got Button on our inside, he always seems to get a lightning start, so here we go. We're building up to 5 lights, we get the clutch and the RPM in the right place. And we're off to a decent start, but it looks like Button, if you see that arrow on the left there, is getting closer and closer, and he might try and send it on the inside going into turn 1. And he's just about there. We just about hold up the exit, try and get a decent launch, but he's still there. We can't go for side by side from here, that would be madness. Look at that, it's happening. And we do run wide there just to try and avoid hitting him. Button's lagging all over the place, I don't even know where he is, but I think he's there. We try a little switchback move, but he's just got that covered. and it looks like Button has got us off the line. DTF has got himself into third, or he's held up John and stayed in third, one or the other. But as it stands, we would now draw the championship with John, so it's still not a terrible result. We're looking to get a good exit through here, so if we can try and get him round into this heavy braking zone. We're looking to slipstream, rich mix blowing. Can we get the slipstream we need? He looks to have pretty decent straight line speed there, so it's going to be how we're going to try and lunge it down the outside. We're giving it a go, but we didn't quite do it. We're trying to switch back again, but Button is on the traction and just about holds his position. We've got DTF, who's only 5/10 behind us as well. And at this point, we don't really know what's going on with Button, lagging everywhere. We're just trying desperately not to hit him. Button gets a bit of a poor exit there. We do alright, and we skip on here to that same end of the next lap, where Button again gets a poor exit, and we had to sort of pull it. We go purple in sector 2, so we really are flying now. We've pulled a little gap on DTF, and we're keeping Button honest here. Button goes wide, and wide again, so we're going to try and move probably down into this straight. And he goes wide on that exit again. We've had to lift off the power just to not hit him. We've got a good at it. We set the fastest lap of the race, so we are faster than Button at the minute. And he's going to defend the inside line. We're going to try and swing it around the outside maybe. But he covers it well. We try the switchback, and that one seems to have worked a little better than the last one. We tried the exit, but Button's got brilliant traction there on the racing line, on the grippy stuff. And he's going to hold it. We're going to try and chase him down through these few corners. And it looks like we've got a slightly better run through there, but he's not doing too bad either. We just get a big bit of dirty air through there, and we tried to do it, but it seems that Button has managed to hold us off yet again. But the good news is DTF is still ahead of John, so as it stands, we're going to draw the championship. We're going to once again try and get a good exit through here. Button gets a bit of a tank slapper there. I think I made a little bit of contact with him there, but we're going to try it. Right around the outside again, going into this same corner, so we really are in a decent battle with Button here. We've just got the lead if we go through there, but he's late on the brakes. Parks it on the apex, and it's a good bit of defensive driving from Button. We try and have a look around the outside, but again he sticks it on the apex, preventing us from doing any of that stuff. And this fighting is meaning that DTF is closing, and Button's got a terrible run through there. We're going to try and go down the inside, but we lose the car there. We lose it on traction. There's not much we can do. Well, apart from not lose on traction, you could say. Skipping on now to lap 4. Or the race, a couple of laps after that, we try and get a good run through here, and Button's got a bit of a slide. And it looks like DTF now is closed right up to the back of us. He's having a good little lap here. And we are right up behind Button now. We've all sort of hit each other a little bit there, but it's all okay. It looks like DTF's got a monster exit out of that corner, and we've got a decent one on Button. So this could be 3 wide going into this corner. DTF's going to try it on the outside. We are not going to get involved with that, and we're going to try and somehow. We took as much speed as we could through there with Button ahead, and it looks like we've got a good exit, but DTF is still on our outside. We're going to try and get a good exit through here. We lose the car a little bit there, causing us to go wide, but we hold it pretty well through there, and we've managed to keep second. You can see now we are right on the back of Button. Because even though I think we've got maybe a couple of tenths on him, we just can't seem to find a way around. So as long as Button doesn't lag out here, we should be alright. He's gone. He's had absolutely no luck as Button on this 3-day event. So we are now up to first as a consequence of that. Not really the way I want to do it, but there's not much you can do. We're going to pit here on the next lap, just to try and prevent any undercuts from John and DTF. You can see how slow we're going into that, due to managing to get a lovely stop-go penalty the last 2 times in the race, but this time I've avoided it. Ferrari kicked through there and I put us on the super softs, matching our red Ferrari nicely. We're going to really need to push now to try and remove the threat of our incredibly slow exits. I think that he might overcut us, but hopefully it all goes well. So we're going to push like mad now on this outlap. And we have done, we've gone purple through the sets we've been doing. We've come ahead of DTF there. You see, we've been out the pits, we've gained a little bit of time on him, but not as much as I would have liked. I think if I got the pit exit or pit entry properly, we would have gained a bit more, but we have gained maybe a second and a half on him through that undercut, so it's worked out well. We're still pushing like mad here, taking that first sector nicely, a 10th up on our best first sector. So you can see how much we're pushing now. We're really trying to take every little bit of the track. We're going to close up on Bendall here as well as we go on this one. We're going to stay on board with this lap, as this is my fastest lap of the race. So at the minute we're trying to gain 3 seconds on DTF due to that penalty you saw me get. There we are, 3/10 up on our best time now. We are really going for it. And we're hoping to try and get past Bendall pretty promptly, otherwise DTF is going to close to the back of us. Looks like us with those super soft tyres is getting considerably much time through that, and we're going to try and close up to the back of it and try and make a sort of straightforward move under DRS here. Hopefully Bendall isn't going to make this really difficult, because we are going to overtake him anyway with the new tyres, and a 35.5 there is the fast lap of the race. Down the inside with DRS, and that's a fairly straightforward move there. We've got Napolo ahead of us now, who's yet to pit, and moving on to lap 14 here, the last lap of the race. We've just been pushing really to try and get ahead of John based on penalties, but as you can see, John has got past DTF, which means that even though we've done all we can by winning this race, John is going to have it by 1 point overall. So we did our best, but Canada, where we finished 4th, has really cost us dear here. But fair play to John. He drove a great 3 races. He was on the podium every time. He finished 1st, 3rd and 2nd, so you can't really complain about that, to be honest. And we're just going to try and hold it together through this last lap now. Make sure we have at least, I think it was 8 seconds. Maybe I think it was at least we have at least 6 seconds on John, because we've got a couple of penalties, but I think we should be able to keep that. But yeah, we nearly won the title, but in the end, John was just far too consistent from us. Our incident in Canada has come back to haunt us, and we're not going to quite win the championship, but we've given it a good go. 2nd overall, only a point off the lead. Not a bad effort really. And here we are going into the final sector, just really trying not to get a time penalty through here, because that would be the worst. I'm going to take the checkered flag for my first win in FTRL since a pre-season race, so it's always nice to get a win under your belt. So hopefully I can push on now and get a decent result in Sunday's PSGL and then FTRL Monday. So there you go, you can see we're 3 points behind on this system, but we use the system where everyone scores points. So first get 17, because there's 17 drivers, and then working your way down from that, just 2nd 16, 3rd 15, just that sort of stuff. So yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed this, just a little video, just to sort of kick the channel off really, showing what sort of stuff we're going to be doing. So hopefully everyone enjoyed, and I will see you for my highlights of the PSGL F3 race, which I believe is around Austria potentially. So hopefully I'll see you on that. That will be released probably Monday or Tuesday night, and hopefully on Wednesday, so today, you'll join me because I'm commentating the performance race for FTRL. So hopefully you'll join me around there. Catch you later.